Hello and welcome back to our HIP New World Order campaign. In our last episode, we finished our latest holy war against Crimea and have now got control of the whole Kingdom of Moldova. We haven't actually usurped the title yet because he's at war. But we will do that and grant them independence at some point, probably after we've conquered a duchy over here so we can continue expanding. But more importantly, the Pope has called a crusade for Maghreb, the Kingdom of Maghreb over here in North Africa. So obviously we're participating, we've landed our first army here, we have more troops just arriving, so we'll land them as well. And we have another smaller army here, if we can actually select it, however this works. There we go. We'll just land them there. The Pope has an army here already. Other people are participating, for once, but we are winning so far in contribution. And since the Crown of Maghreb is not held by a Catholic ruler, all gains will be handed over to the ruler who contributes the most, which is currently me. Hopefully that continues to be the case. Okay, so we are taking attrition in both of these counties. Maybe we should consider not doing that. Probably a good idea. Let's have you move on into this county. And you into this county. The new Patriarch of Burgundy. And we did take attrition there before the army got out, unfortunately. Wouldn't be too big a deal. Nobody joining on the enemy side, at least yet. Okay, our peasant revolt ended. Means that guy can get executed. Oh, come on, Pope. I mean, Your Holiness, whatever your title is. Don't march your troops right through mine and make us both take attrition. That's not what Jesus would do. He's doing it again. Hey, we had another son, a genius this time, that's good. I think this is the best child we've had so far. Unfortunately, he's ill, hopefully he survives that. Since we would definitely like to have him as our successor. If that's even relevant, considering the time of the game we're at right now. Another peasant revolt, okay. We'll just let whichever king is in charge of this land deal with it. Okay, there's some other dukes and duchesses with armies over here. I'm assuming none of them are contributing as much as me. But we're still looking pretty good. Relatively large enemy army gathering over here. And they're headed to this county, so they may feel like attacking my army. That's exactly what they're doing, okay. So we're in plains, there's probably not a river crossing. Let's send, sure, 2,000 troops seems pretty good here. For right now. Actually, it's going to take a long time. Maybe we just send half of this army and just try to persuade them not to come at all. Maybe 4,000 will be enough. Yeah, we changed their mind. That's good. Okay, this guy is very happy now. And the Pope is fighting that army, so guess we don't have to worry about it at all. My son is modest and humble, never showing off or bragging. We'll quietly encourage him. Though he's probably not going to be our heir. Speaking of heirs and things, I just want to take a quick look at our other kingdoms and see what the status is. So here in Lombardia, our dynasty is pretty much out of contention, it looks like. We had a kinswoman who was the mother of the current king, but obviously this marriage was not matrilineal. The current heir is male, so we're unlikely to be able to make them marry him matrilineally to anyone. We lost Finland at some point as well. They have a female heir right now, though. It's primogeniture. So if we have a character of similar age, we should be able to get them to agree to a marriage. Our 5-year-old son would do just fine. Okay, so that will be a non-matrilineal marriage. That'll put a dynasty member on the throne there in, I don't know, 40 years or something, which is maybe not relevant at this point, but still. Anyway, back to the crusade, I think. I guess we could always plot to kill people to hasten the whole process along. Our niece came of age and is a dutiful clerk, okay. And our other niece is a brilliant strategist. Oh, I'm not sure if this updated already. It did. So 18 martial is pretty good. And the Timurids have a host invasion, okay. Probably not going to be a huge problem for them in and of itself, but they are in a couple of other wars. Yes, the Decadence Revolt especially could be an issue for them. Our Peasant Revolt, speaking of revolts, is at 100%, so we can enforce demands here. Thanks, whoever dealt with that. Definitely remember you in my Christmas card list. Arranged marriage from the Despot of Epirus. He wants to marry himself to my niece. I guess we can allow that. They're probably not very closely related, so it seems okay. And pretty soon we're going to start winning sieges here and hopefully getting some actual war score. Only 0.5% so far. Presumably from that one battle that the Pope won, maybe? So my other niece is concerned that she's still not married. Let's see, we'll probably try to keep her around since she's a good commander. See if we can find somebody to marry her matrilineally so that she stays in our court. Seems like nobody is willing to do that except for other members of our dynasty. Which I guess is okay. We'll probably just assume that most of these are distantly enough related that it's fine. Maybe get her married to Karl here. Sounds good. Okay, our other son needs a guardian. I think we'll probably not bother educating him ourselves, since we're going to want to educate the genius child. And we already have our older son as a ward. So find somebody whose opinion could use some improvement, I suppose. Queen of Saxon, maybe? Or our Grand Master, or Grand Mayor. Sure, the Grand Mayor. Since that directly affects our income, since I don't know how much of our income these days is coming from our Grand Mayor. Quite a lot of it, actually. that's affected by his opinion, though. This guy sends word of courtiers. We'll take them prisoner. Your brave knights have captured the target of the crusade. Sounds good. Well done. Okay, another peasant revolt. Again, we'll assume somebody up here will deal with this. Okay, so there's a pretty big Crimean army over here. And we actually do not have enough men to siege this building here. So let's send this 4,000 back. Fortunately, we lost our siege progress. I've heard that many of the peasants under my rule are not eager to partake in this war. They claim that they suffer a lot for what seems to be pointless fighting. They definitely sound like useless pieces of filth to me. Okay, another siege. And another. Speaking of our income, we do have a lot of money right now, so let's go and spend some. Wherever we can, which is not in there, of course. Over here, we almost have everything fully upgraded in our capital county, which is pretty good. We have a couple more levels of jousting lists to go and castle fortifications, but those are pretty quick to build, so we can get through those quickly. Here, everything is done. Let's do stables. Don't do anything here. And I suppose we might as well just build a temple here. Just give up on getting the event that gives us a cheap castle. Nice, and is mastering the art of swordsmanship, that's good. And we have a new pope, so the pope will not even live to see the outcome of the crusade he called. This army is headed around this way. I don't think they can actually get into attack our smaller army going that way, so we should be safe enough. And in any case, that army is getting destroyed, so we are going to be just fine. Something just happened over here. Did Hausaland gain a county or something? Or did I just get to see it because the fog of war lifted and that's why it looked like a different color? I wasn't really paying attention to it. The volcano in Aran. Terrible news from Aran, as a calamity of unmatched proportions has struck there. Walls of fire, lava, and ash have descended upon the unfortunate inhabitants of the region as one of the local volcanoes have erupted. Hundreds have died, and though many more have survived, there has been massive destruction to property, crops, and livestock. It is likely that hundreds more, particularly refugees fleeing from the disaster, will die due to starvation and the health effects of this. I pray for their souls. Okay, he's also getting more diplomatic. Okay, our peasant revolt has ended. Probably worth noting as well that this is going to be the last crusade that we get to fight in. And we have a new King of Saxon. I think it's a 30-year cooldown, and that's going to be beyond the end of the game. Hold arms from Hungary against a revolt. We'll accept. See how he's doing. Oh, that's not much of a revolt. He'll be fine. I guess I'm glad it's a pretty decently sized kingdom that we get to fight for, at least. Since it's the last one and all. And I guess if this revolt is still going on when the crusade ends, we probably won't get this county. Claim on Roum, so I think that would just end up in them losing the Kingdom of Roum if this revolt succeeds. Actually would be good for us, since we could then start conquering Roum as a separate campaign than the campaign that we want to fight over here against Crimea. Today, an important foreign dignitary visited the court. How impressed I was when my ward managed to engage in a sophisticated discussion with this dignitary. My ward has learned quite a bit about the art of conversation from me. You'll gain diplomacy. Sounds good. Okay, we have a whole county siege there, so we should move this army out. Another peasant revolt. Not even going to check where this one is, I'll just assume my vassals will take care of it. Timurids inheriting a satrapy, that's okay. How nice for them. Our court chaplain has accused this baron of heresy. You know what, I've let people off too lightly for too long. These heresy accusations. I'm gonna believe the chaplain this time. He gets branded a heretic. And he doesn't like me. I'm not sure whether this results in him actually becoming a heretic. Apparently not. Unless we're waiting for the event to happen that makes that the case. My prisoner, the King of France, is complaining about his dark cell in the dungeon. We could put him in the oubliette if we want him to die for some reason. I don't think we particularly do. We'll just let him rot. Our son threw up on us while we were dining. And this is, oh right, our niece that we got married so that we could keep her around. She's had a genius daughter, that's good. Up to 69%. Make sure we're still winning. Only 52%, but that is a pretty comfortable lead still. Enemy courtiers, we'll take them prisoner. Gets us to 93%. More prisoners, that gets us to 99. And we get some prestige and piety, since apparently this was the target of our crusade. And I think that is the victory. Alright, so we apparently usurped a title. Many titles. I don't really need individual messages about all of these. This historically does not work, so we'll just say keep it to myself, but we are going to grant it, of course. Successful crusade for Maghreb. The Blessed Virgin has granted us victory in the crusade for Maghreb against the despot of Crimea. The Pope has called for a month of celebration across the whole Christian world. Praise the Blessed Virgin. Okay, so the question is who we want to grant it to. And I'm kind of inclined to grant it to that niece who had pretty good stats and a genius daughter. I said I was going to keep her around for being a commander, but I think she would make a pretty good queen as well. Was this her? Yes, it was. So, yeah, she has an heir lined up who's going to be very good. She is a very good character herself. So we'll have to grant her some county in here, and I'll just grant her the kingdom title, which I assume I have. along with all of these other ones. Kingdom of Maghreb. We'll grant her the county, then we can grant her the kingdom and include all our titles. Just for convenience. Include lower titles there. And she should get everything, increasing her opinion by 2,100. Lag the game pretty hard. Okay then, everything seems to be fairly nice and neat. We have the whole de jure kingdom, excepting I saw a little subholding or two in here that we don't actually control here and a couple in here. But that's fine, we won't worry about that too much. And we won't grant her opinion yet because we might expand a little bit down here and gain a couple of additional kingdoms or something. So we now have Queen Rechenza of Maghreb. Sounds good, she'll grant out her titles as well, but that's up to her. Alright, well that is going to do it for this episode, so we'll leave it here and continue next time. Thanks for watching, and join me again then.